I'm like stressing out. This morning.
Good morning, everyone. I feel like this is far away.
It's higher up, I think.
How would that happen?
Well, let me show you.
Oh, hi. Hi, welcome in. Hey, Martin.
Good morning.
And Nancy, good morning. Hello. Good morning. Welcome in.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hello.
How's everyone doing on this fine Friday?
Friday.
I know. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Martin.
We have a new episode of the podcast airing today.
Today's Friday.
4 p.m. Eastern Standard. So make sure you check that out. If you guys have not subscribed to our newsletter yet, make sure you do that. I'm going to be sending it out a little bit later today, and it's got all the latest updates and announcements and all that stuff. And we're going to be putting in, hi Jen, hi Valerie.
Hello, hello.
I'm going to be putting in the meditation we did. I'm posting the meditation that we did on the on live the 4th. So the big earth healing, Mother Gaia healing that we did, we're going to be putting that on. It should be posted on YouTube. My kids are going to help me figure out how to do that. So then you guys can reference it and go back and listen to it, okay? Good morning, Kim. Hi, Lisa.
Hello,
good morning.
hello.
Welcome in. And guys, we also have our next shadow work class is posted. So you can now sign up. The link is in our profile, and this is a 2-day class, and it is going to be phenomenal. We're finishing out the second day of our first shadow work class tomorrow, and we're like so excited to give you guys like the feedback and the scoop, but you can sign up now. And
why was school canceled?
Not me thinking today is Saturday. Oh, school was canceled. Why? Yeah, why?
Oh, thank you, Martin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for all the support.
We can't pin our shadow work class up there, can we?
I think we can, but this is gonna require some tech savvy.
Oh gosh.
So just bear with me one moment.
What if we just message? Oh wait, no, we can't put it in our own chat, can we? You can, and then you can.
Because I made us another.
You feel fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you guys can find it easily, especially because yesterday we had a lot of people asking. So, not enough bus drivers. They have an away football game too. That's so sad.
Oh wow.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's when you got to be like, "Where's the bus? Just put me on it." I understand though.
That's crazy. Kids are missing school because of a.
Yeah.
Wow. Hold on. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing.
You scrolling TikTok?
I am.
She's gonna get on and post a reminder a pin, a comment for us to pin. What am I saying? Thanks for all the likes. Thank you. Everybody remember to tap the screen, share the live. Again, if you aren't subscribed to our newsletter, make sure you do that. The link is in our bio. And that's weird. I can see myself on 2 screens.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Because I'm going to be sending you out some updates today, and also the meditation that we did on Wednesday, I'm going to be posting. So that if you want that, the link to that's in there. The link to our new shadow work class, all the above. Okay? The link to our new podcast episode. I am where now on Spotify. All these things. So, all right, everybody. What are we talking about today? Wait for you to finish that.
Go ahead, you can.
Oh. I want to show you guys my shirt. This is I got this shirt from like Goodwill or somewhere, like a thrift store a couple years ago. It's backwards, but it says only visiting, and it has a picture of an ET on it. Isn't that cool? I love this shirt. I got it for like super cheap too. Thank you for the rose.
No.
Doing it? Pin?
I'm going to have to keep pinning it, I guess.
Okay.
Vintage Beauty, good morning. Haven't seen you in these parts in a while.
Good to see you.
Yes. Good morning, good morning.
Sorry, I'm still waking up. I yawn.
I know. Love the podcast. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Jen.
Jackie said, good morning, send lots of love today.
Thank you.
Oh.
I need to put down my cat. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So much love to help him cross the rainbow bridge.
Yeah.
Don't you have a dog that's elderly too? This is just the season. It's like, when you see things like the old starting to
cycling
transition and yeah, exactly.
Cycling out.
Morning, beautiful ladies. I know. Yeah.
We will send you lots of love.
Yeah, so much love.
Lots of love.
It's gonna be beautiful. It always is. I always look at it. I'm like, a dog is 15 and cat is 17. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah. They're really close.
Yeah.
Like soul wise, they're really close.
Yeah. I always look at it like kind of in a very curious way, like what miracles are gonna come with this. Every time that I've had an animal pass has been, well, I guess my adult life has been while I've been awakened, and there have been such beautiful moments with their passing. Okay.
Yes, Jackie, you are. You
came to the right place to ask that one.
They're already ready. Like they already know, like your counsel, your kids' counsel. Like I can see them all. They're lined up. But I feel, so I don't know if it's crazy because I feel like a feminine essence, but then it feels like masculine. So is your cat a male? Or I feel like it's a female, but it may just be like a sassy male. Usually when I see like both.
They know already. Yeah.
Girl. Okay. Yeah. She's already detached from herself because she knows. She's more worried about your dog. She's worried about your dog. She knows you're going to be okay. The kids are going to be okay, but she's worried about the dog.
Aw.
Yeah.
Super spicy kitty. Oh.
But just know that you're making the right decision. She's ready. She's been ready, and she's excited. She's excited to go home. Yeah,
spending more time next to him.
They're really close. They're really close. Yeah.
And he'll be okay without her for a little bit. They know they still see each other, Mm-hmm. But it is hard. Asia said, next week will be my first time going to my college homecoming without my best friend. Aww. I'm assuming, does that mean your best friend is passed?
Yeah, remember she talks about him.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
We're all sending you love. We are going through a lot of energetic shifts, and there's a lot of like release and grieving that has to happen. So just let it come up, and if you feel like you have to ugly cry, by all means, ugly cry.
Yeah.
That is really important right now. Okay? Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Hi. I saw Caitlin somewhere. Hi,
Chris,
Caitlin.
when you come in, it announces you.
I know. It announces you with, like, colors and stuff. It's like, he's entered the building. So we're always, like, ready for you. It was sudden. He was helped. I do remember that. I'm sorry, Aisha. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bring him with you in spirit. And if you have to cry, let it out.
Mm-hmm. You know he's going to be going with you. You know he'll be there with you.
Wow. I feel like I'm feeling everybody's sadness today. Like, everybody's grieving today. I'm like, wow, I'm dealing with whether or not to let my 20-year-old cat go as well. Wow, yeah.
The funny thing is, Valerie, I don't really feel like your cat's ready to go.
Oh, he's in the building.
There's a window that cat likes.
There is. I always would tell Andrea because when her dog was starting to transition last year, and she finally did go. It was November, so the anniversary.
Chris, I don't think he's ready to go.
They always think like, am I making the right choice? Am I not making the right choice? And they'll let you know. If you like really, really watch, they'll let you know. And you can ask them questions and they'll come in with like little inklings, like showing you. But it's always when it's a question, you're still not ready. But when it comes time, like you will know. You'll know it's the right time. And then it'll happen. And you can't have regrets because you wouldn't have done it if you didn't fully feel it.
That was always my thing was with with my dog. It was as soon as I can see she's clearly in pain and not like it's not what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Like if she's in pain and she's not having quality of life, then that was going to be it. And that dog was, one of my everythings, so, but it's just, you'll know. I think if you know he's in pain, if he's in pain and he's saying he's not ready to go yet, it may be more so that you're not ready, and they'll hold on for that. They'll definitely hold on if you're not ready.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can start, if you're not ready, then you need to start talking to them about it. Mm-hmm. Because if you're faking it, they're not going to buy it.
Yeah, they know.
I'm good. You can go. Like they're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. It's a process, and it's a beautiful process. I don't know. I remember thinking, I don't know what life would even be like without my dog. And in the time when it finally was time for him to go, it was like there was no question. That's how it was with Zoe, too. It was like, wow, you made it so clear that there's no question that I have to do this for you because it's time.
Yeah. Asia said, I almost kidnapped a dog yesterday. A stray gray pit bull walked up to me and let me cuddle him.
Oh. Did he belong to somebody?
I love pits.
Me too.
They're so stinking snuggly. They're just like big babies. I don't know. I have never come across a pit bull that has been portrayed the way society portrays pit bulls. Obviously,
I know. I never have either.
Any dog can be, trained that way, or, due to the things that they undergo can be aggressive. But at the Heart Center, pit bulls are just like big babies. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Caitlin.
Oh, he was roaming around. Oh.
Oh.
Chris.
No gifts yet. Please hold.
Thank you, Chris.
We can always count on you.
Tim, no guests yet? Oh, we love you so
You're
much.
You're so sweet. Especially the ducks. The ducks. We both had ducks when we were younger.
We appreciate it so much. We appreciate all the support.
Yeah.
Without it, couldn't be doing what we're doing.
Mm-mm.
So.
No.
Yeah. Ooh, under the sea.
Under the sea. We will sing if you send us gifts. Everybody, if you give us gifts, we'll sing and perform for you.
Yes.
Okay, so, yeah.
What do you call this? The street? Not street performers. I thought it was... I was
Mimes?
going to call them
like
street...
a mime?
No, I was going to say street corners. Or not street corners, but...
That's a whole different ball game.
Thanks, Asia.
She's got the whole
Subway
world
Singers
in her hands. She's got the whole
We're soul savers
world in her hands.
Non-religious soul savers.
Sing. Thank goodness it's Friday.
Good morning, Shannon. Good morning.
We promised singing. They're giving us gifts.
Oh, well, you sing and I'll dance.
Okay. TGIF. Do you remember that?
Yeah. TGIF?
Like the song. Like there was a song that gonna have some fun.
Was there?
TGIF. Yeah. TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. Oh, yeah.
Spirit fingers.
What is that? I always think that's a peanut. It's corn. Corn, my favorite. Fire.
From the sun god.
From the sun god. TGIF. Happy hearts. Yeah. Thank you for the hearts.
Thank you. Oh, we reached half
TGIF.
Yeah.
TGIF. Just saw a TikTok on that.
Oh, wow.
I need to look it up because I swear there was a song for TGIF. Some of you may not be old enough to remember such things. TGIF song from like the 90s, right? Gonna have some fun. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, it is, right?
I remember.
Hold on. I'm gonna play it.
America's watching ABC.
Oh my God.
So old.
Stay tuned for a whole new season of TGIF.
Some fun, show you how it's done. TGIF.
It's TGIF time, and it's hardly a bore. The new season is...
I know, I'm working on them.
We've got giggles galore.
I don't remember that.
I do. Gonna have some fun, show you how it's done. TGIF. And then Full House would come on. All right.
How many times can we like? I think you can just keep liking. Andrea, get on your job. What job? What am I supposed to be doing, Chris?
I need a little motivation today. I'm like, we're not waking
up. Oh,
up.
emotes. Yeah, I know. I am. I'm in the process of working on it. Chill. I'll get you some new emotes. I promise. I will pop them in. I'll pop them, drop it like it's hot.
What's your other job? More merch. She's working on merch.
I'm working on merch. I'm working on new emotes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and guys, we have the YouTube on YouTube. We have our past lives uploaded. So if you missed any and you want to go back and watch them, they're like up to date.
Our past lives.
I know. Is that funny?
Yeah.
Podcast is the shit.
Well, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, a new episode of the podcast comes out today at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And it's called I'm Aware Now podcast on Spotify.
Yes.
Yes.
And this one's going to be Andrea, and it's all about divine timing. So you're not going to want to miss it, because divine timing is something that we often don't really feel like dealing with.
Who here has experienced divine timing
all
coming
things,
up? Hello, Queen.
Hello.
Y'all, the Queen has entered the building. Holy smokes. It's
Luna,
good to have you home, love.
Good morning. Yes, both birds are yelling today, actually. We got both Luna and Sol are yelling today. We have the kids. Some of the kids have them out so that they are a little more quiet, but they're not really. They're doing okay now. They were screaming earlier. It's like having two tiny dogs barking at you nonstop.
Mm-hmm. I was told I'd fully awaken by 36. I'll be 35 on the 17th. I'm in track. Oh,
isn't that funny? Didn't you have something like that? A message? You just said that. You were like, Spirit came through and said by 30 something I would be.
I had an experience where it was right before my awakening, and it was something was going. So it had to do with like a Saturn return, but something that was placed on me would be removed and fully unlocked at the age of 36, and like Pandora's box type thing. But I'd have to say, I don't know if that really. What Pandora's box like? Surprise! Your entire life's being flipped upside down. So that's
probably what that is, right?
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to be all your gifts are going to be unlocked and every.
You have like 1,000,001 gifts.
I know.
They just came on so suddenly. You're like, I can do this now.
Yeah.
Last night, one of our kids was walking past her, and she's like, I heard their body say needs probiotics. And she's like, I guess I can hear people's bodies talk now.
Like, so I got Lance. I was like, Lance, this one needs probiotics. The body said needs probiotics.
Caitlin said that she had a divine timing thing come in, and she said, I've been going with the flow, and when I needed it, I got a $200 settlement, or $2,000 settlement from DoorDash. That's amazing!
What?
That is amazing.
Congratulations!
Yes. We're so happy for you. That's amazing. I love when that stuff
Chris
happens.
Is all I need alone.
I always feel friends crying now, so I check on them. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, I did that with my sister the other day. I just all of a sudden thought of her. She popped into my mind, and I felt really sad all of a sudden. And I texted her.
No.
I texted her, and she goes, I was like, are you okay? And she's like, why? Are you feeling me? I was like, yes. She's like, she knew right away. She's like, get out of my mind.
Good morning,
Hi, Jamie.
Jamie.
Good morning. Definitely felt like Spirit, and J-Man was like, I got you, girl. Oh,
yeah.
Yay. That's so beautiful.
Yay. I love that.
Anybody else have any kind of divine timing things pop up recently? It happens so much, that so subtly sometimes that you don't realize. You have to really go back and look and say okay, if that had happened sooner, would I have been ready? You know?
Yeah. In this new episode coming out, I shared 2 experiences where I really thought that I was supposed to do something this way, and it wasn't really going that way, and I just kept trying and trying and trying, and I finally just had to surrender and know, okay, all when I thought was lost, then something came in, and it was bigger and better than could ever have been expected. And so that is where I fully learned to like trust divine timing. Although, I still have my moments, but
we all get impatient, right?
Yeah.
But especially like when you are in a state of survival or you're in a state of like fight or flight and you are, when you're there, you're worried about the outcome of something. It can be really hard to stay in that state of trust. And so that's like one of the challenges that the universe will present to you over and over again until you get it, is to remember to stay in faith and just let it roll. And remember that you're supported, and they're like part of your reason here is like to learn how to accept that support.
Yeah.
And roll with it. Roll with the tides instead of against them. Flow with them. Because we're not supposed to be doing everything ourselves. We're not. We're here we're community-based beings, and that works for the spiritual community as well. Whether physical, like you guys, our community, or non-physical, our angels, archangels, guides, spirit council, everybody, deceased loved ones, pets, all of the above. Source. Who did I miss? Star family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you got them all.
Yeah. If you're worried about the outcome, that is reverse manifesting. Yeah, Chris talks all about, he's really good with like the manifesting and the reverse manifesting. So if you haven't checked out Clairvoyant Chris and his lives, he's amazing, and will help you stay on track with that. He said divine grays coming in. Did you see that? He said something. Yeah, these divine grays are coming in. God's gray early. Got one single gray strand that came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Lisa said, I'm in that situation with my career. Yeah. It's so vitally important to just like set it and forget it, right? I need to know. I need this help. I need clarity. I need understanding. And you ask for it, you set it, and you let it go. And you just move forward, and you'll get the answers that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when we are being asked to sit still, even in some of the most uncomfortable situations, there is a reason for that. There's a reason for that, because it's a lot of times source, the universe is saying, I know that you're uncomfortable. I understand you are uncomfortable, but you're safe. You're safe and you have everything you need right now. And so it's like there's things that need to fall into place, divine timing. And,
sometimes it's, I have something better for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best one.
So I know this is what you want, but what I have in store for you is 100 times better. And it just requires you to have some faith and some patience.
I was just talking about that last night with like our relationship, I'm like, what did I ever do to like deserve this? How did I get here? When for so long there was this like feeling of, I'll never experience love like that, and I was trying to find it where I was at, and praying for it. And it turned out that I needed to actually end that to allow for this to come in. All this lusciousness. And if I had tried really, like if I had never allowed myself to open up and to outside possibilities, because I was very closed off to like divorce and all that stuff. I was like, nope, if you're in it, you're in it for the long run, and it's commitment, and I'm not breaking that. And I blew myself away when all of a sudden God was like, I have something better for you. Mm-hmm. And this is what you've been praying for. It's like, hello, here's your answered prayer. Are you going to take it or not? And I was like scared to death. But it's been the best thing that's ever happened to me.
And thanks, babe. Dana said, and same, but
that's fine, babe. You don't have to reciprocate. I can read you.
It's not about reciprocating. I feel the exact same way. So
I can feel you without your words.
I know you can.
It's just a simple look.
But I'm going to sing it to the world.
Aww.
Dana said, yep, I need clarity. I have no idea what's coming, but something is. Yeah. And so when you need clarity, this is the thing. Especially when things aren't moving and you feel like it's kind of stuck and you don't really understand why. Stop and ask yourself two things. Or you can question, is it that there's something more for me to learn while I'm waiting? Mm-hmm. Or is it that I'm just meant to rest? Because when we're uncomfortable, that's when we start to like on, you know, all like expo style, try to find solutions. We're trying to figure out how to get ourselves out of this, right? We're like, I don't want to be in this. This is uncomfortable. I don't want to, like, you know. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to then spend all this time, you know, expending energy and being distracted by trying to find a million solutions of how to get ourselves out of this uncomfortability. There's a lot of times where it's like, hey, chill, sit, sleep.
Yeah, especially when you feel like the world is just against you. Like, we just had this happen because Andrea stubbed her toe really hard and couldn't walk for a couple of days. And it was like one thing after another. And we're like, it looks like on the outside that we're getting behind. And we both have been feeling like this. And it's like, it looks like we're getting behind. But all the messages coming through from like angel numbers, from spirit, from whatever, are just like, they're like, we need you to rest right now. Mm-hmm. And we need you to trust that you can rest and the world will still continue turning. I think that's one of the hardest things, especially like, I feel it's especially as like adult females, specifically moms too. It's like, there's no rest. You can't rest. Things fall apart when you rest.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things that I always say to myself, because there were a couple times way back in the past that I was like taken out, where like the one time it was like my big toe. I like smashed my big toe and I could not walk. It was like this pain I had was worse than childbirth. The pain I had was worse than childbirth, because I somehow twisted up all the fascia in my toe. And this was part of a healing experience for me. But I couldn't move. I could barely move without being in excruciating pain. And I'm like, how is a toe doing this to me? So I ended up having to like sit and rest. And I just remember like looking up at the ceiling and just like, I forget. Oh, I think it's Eminem in this one song. He's like, and the beat goes on, da-da-dum, da-dum. And I always think about that when I'm like down, when spirit takes me down or my body takes me down, and the beat goes on. Because the world, you sit there and you realize that the world keeps turning, whether you're not in it or not. And it's a very humbling experience. And you realize you can rest, and yeah, things might get behind, but you'll fix it. You'll fix it, or someone else will step up, or, yeah. True believer. I'm a true believer. There's a reason for everything. My husband is struggling in a running issue and didn't like my answer about why. Oh, I bet. Sorry, you working on things? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That happened to me a lot. I have to make myself rest because spirit will definitely say, yeah. Yep. They'll come in and they'll be like, hey, you're not doing what we asked. So here's a stub toe. And things happen at work, and now I've been at home since January trying to do self-care. Yeah. Well, good. The rest is needed. The rest is sometimes the pullback before you shoot forward. I also had 2 mental breakdowns in the process. Wow. And a lot of times the mental breakdowns are a release of like, I've been doing too much and I can't hold on anymore. Lisa.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, mental breakdowns are not fun. You know, one of the craziest things I think I experienced, and I've been through a lot in my life, but going through my separation and divorce, and being in that like holding space of it's ending, and it was very toxic, very abusive towards the end, and we were still in the same house for a period of time, having my kids there, trying to figure out all the aspects of where I'm going to go, what's going to happen, like how are we going to make this work, so on and so forth. I do say that a lot.
So on and so forth. So on and so forth.
I reached this point where I literally was under so much pressure and stress that I felt like I was going to just break. I felt like I was going to break. Like I was just going to break open. I've never felt that kind of like pressure and weight of stress on me ever in my life. Like that was insane. Has anyone else ever experienced that?
Where you feel like I just can't do anymore. I'm just like, you feel like energetically you're just going to like snap in half.
Yeah, I don't even know how else to explain it. You literally just feel like you're going to implode. Or you're gonna shatter.
Yeah.
Because
no, I felt like
there's
that.
like, you can't take anymore. There's so much pressure on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
That was like probably one of the worst things I've ever felt. It is hard to explain. Yeah.
Yeah. And those are the times that, like, what's happening with your energy field is that you are in so many different places that you're, like, completely depleted. And you're like, I can't, because you're worried about this, that, trying to solve everything, trying to deal with everything
Jamie.
all at the same time.
Jamie said, yeah, that was the day God showed me the path forward.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
100%. When you can't verbalize and you feel like all you can do is react. Yeah. Yeah, and energetically, your energy is completely scattered. Completely scattered and actually, like, fractured, you know? And you can call your energy back in those moments, but you have to get yourself to a place of calm first, because otherwise you just repeating the same thing. And that's why, honestly, it's why it's so important to practice being present before we get into those states. When you practice being present,
Keaton.
Thank you. I was doing fire every time she was doing it. When you so the things that you need to be able to walk yourself out of stress responses, you want to be practicing before you get in the stress response, like prep work. But one of those is being present. So we always do like the 5 senses exercise, which is like a therapeutic technique too. You thanks to you guys, I learned to really shape myself up with that. Oh, yay! We're so thankful. Oh, Jamie, I've never had a response from a prayer so fast in my life. That's so cool.
I want to hear this story.
I know, I do too.
Now we gotta get you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Between my abusive marriage with my ex and my job, I'm surprised I was strong enough to make it. Yeah, that's where you learn.
We're so grateful
these
for you,
situations,
Caitlin.
honestly, is when you learn how strong you really are. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it becomes like, wow, why was I so reliant on this person, that thing, whatever? Because look at what I just overcame. Like,
Caitlin said I'm internally grateful.
I know. I was like, we're so grateful for you too. Yeah. Once you go through that stuff, sometimes you really it steps you. It's like, okay, I've experienced the worst, and that was my worst fear, and so I can only go up from here. Like, you basically can say I've overcome the worst, so now I really can handle anything. You know. And it sounds so it's like, does it have to go that way? But a lot of times that's part of our journey here. It cracks us open. Yeah. You know? It's not a super long story.
I was let go from my job a month ago, and I feel so free. I'm actually living
Oh,
now.
wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Right?
You know, and sometimes we just need that push. Things just fall apart because if they don't,
they can't fall back together.
Yeah, if God, source, the universe, your counsel, your soul, a lot of times it's our soul will step in, and it's just, we remove stuff because if they don't, we won't.
Right.
And you won't move, you know?
Yeah. Jamie said, my husband was at his worst PTSD. I had carried the load with our young girls for years and cracked. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. It really, they don't use those terms for nothing. Like you're saying, I carried this heavy load or carried a heavy burden, you know? Because you're literally it really is energetically, you're piling other people's responsibilities up on your back.
Yeah.
And you can have physical symptoms, you can have a physical blowout, your back may go out. A lot of energetic things end up showing up in the physical body because it's like I can't do this anymore.
Amber said, that is what I'm going through with my husband.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
The night before, I cried out to God to make something happen because I felt stagnant, and boom. Wow.
Yeah.
You're I know, it's get ready, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. But it's good, you know? It might be a big, a breakdown, an explosion, whatever, but it's necessary to get you over that hump. I sat in my truck in the garage about to take my oldest to pre-K and cried the hardest I've ever cried.
Aww.
Wow. Is this part of the story?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, Jamie. We can always pop you in and you can talk if you wanted to. Pop you in the little box if you feel comfortable. As soon as I turn the truck on, our wedding song play. Oh my God. Don't you you're really? Really?
Oh, wow.
Like, really, guys? Oh.
That's crazy.
And then what did you do? That's one of those moments. You're like, you can't make this stuff up. You can't. All these people out there, it's a shame. So many people miss it.
I had one where, she said, yeah, that night I sat him down and came from a place of love.
Oh, wow. You were able to, like, connect with him again.
Yeah.
Which is probably what he needed to, like, for you to get through to him. And that's so hard when you're, like, in a state of, like, I can't do this anymore.
Thank you, Martin, for the likes, love. We love you so much. You are always support. You're one of our biggest fans, dude.
Thank you.
We love it so much. Thank you all. Thank you so much. All of you are.
Yeah.
For the likes.
We're so thankful.
So one of mine, I had an experience. It was during my separation and divorce, and my ex started stripping things away from me because we had not fully separated everything, right, name wise and stuff. And it came down to like the bank, the money, the car, like everything. The last thing that I had for me and our kids was thank you. I was trying to figure out how to do that. Was my car, my vehicle, right? And he took my keys, and that was like that for me, just because of everything I was going through and where I was. That was my breaking point. I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And I just started like, because I felt like I had no control, I had no control over my safety, my kids' safety, so on and so forth. And do I even want to know?
Yeah, no.
Okay. And then, then I'm gonna read it. I literally just sat there in that moment and started to I felt like I was gonna hyperventilate, and I just started saying in my head, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I just started calling Jesus because I'm like, I can't take this anymore. I can't. And I'm like screaming in my head because I can't get up. I can't move. He's blocking the way. He's sitting right there. And I just was like screaming for help in my head and in my entire body. And then all of a sudden, I felt like the hands on my shoulders, and it was like, calm down. And I just heard,
text or email?
Text your lawyer. And so I did, and I told my lawyer what's happening. Like, literally within minutes, his phone started ringing. And he came back in, and he threw my keys on the counter, and he left. And then he was gone for like a couple days. But it was just insane. It was just insane, like how, and I've never, I had an amazing lawyer, but I was never able to like just
reach out to him
that quick and like him respond.
And he got a hold of his lawyer and was like, tell him
you need to get a hold of your client. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like so quick. That
within
was like the coolest thing.
Minutes.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
So
Jamie said, we cried together and held each other. It's been a long road, and he sometimes falls backwards. Oh,
yeah.
Wow, Jamie, it's beautiful. Powerful spirit guides right there. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow. Caitlin, thanks for all the fire.
Yes, thank
so
you.
So much fire. I hear that's a hard situation. Yeah. You guys are so supportive of each other. We love this so much. We love it so much.
I know.
So definitely listen to the podcast episode tonight. It's about divine timing, and it all, like, everything comes together when it's supposed to, and sometimes it's hard, and sometimes there's always ups on the other side, though, and there's always something more for you. So you're not meant to suffer. We're not meant to suffer. Thank you, Martin. Thank you.
Thank you, love.
Breathing
my Libra hair. Oh, man.
You're so funny, Caitlin.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not easy, especially, I know we've talked about this before, but being the right-hand man for someone who has PTSD.
Yeah.
There's, and you will fight to the end for that person because you love them. And they need that. They do need that, but it's so taxing, and there's so much that's asked of that person, who is picking up, picking up the other end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the most important part is, like, if you can be on the same page and just, like, be able to be vulnerable with each other about, like, here's where I'm at today. Like, I'm not doing well today, Instead of, like, you'll have one person just kind of, like, close off and just go with what they're going through. And the other person's, like, constantly trying to pick up the pieces. So it's like when you can meet in the middle.
Says always picking up the pieces. Amber, yes, yeah. Jamie's a military wife too, so
extremely difficult job.
It is like I can't even imagine. We've said before, we're like, it's like some of I think it's harder to be a military wife than it is to be in the military. Yeah. Honestly, because you're holding both ends. Your heart's in two different places, and you are the picker up of all the pieces. So
trying to keep their emotions level and not do anything to spark a reaction.
Yeah.
That's really hard. That's, you're walking on eggshells. But it really has to be, like, communication. It's like, here's where you're at, here's where I'm at. Like, and I mean, any relationship, this is what we do in our constant daily life. It's like, we look at each other and it's like, I'm not okay today. And so the other one will be like, okay, what can I do to help? And then the other day, it's the other one. I'm not okay today.
Something else I heard that, Lindsay and I have started to try and implement. We're still getting used to it, but using the verbiage for it. But this is I heard this and I told Lindsay, I was like, we should use this. This one woman said, when I come in and for it's been a long day or whatnot, and I've got all this I got to do when my husband comes home. And I'm like, they say, where are you at today? Where are you at? And she's like, I'm at a solid 50%. And he's like, I'm at 10%. She's like, all right, I got you. I'm good. But there are times where she's like, he'll come home and I'm like, I am at 10%. I get I have nothing left. And he's like, I have nothing left either. So then we commit to being okay, well, we're gonna be gentle with each other and we're gonna show love for each other. We're gonna do the best that each of us can do, and that's all we can ask of of each other today. Yeah, Mary said she saw it too. Yeah. So that Lindsay and I have been trying to communicate more in that way of okay, this is what I have to give, this is what you have to give. But it can be hard because there's times where, especially with me, I'll have physical things happen that kind of take me down or, lessen what it is that I'm able to do. And Lindsay is to pick that up a lot of the time. So that's where what I try to do is I do everything I can do on that end to ease that for her, but doing extra special things for her that she's not thinking of for herself because she's taking care of everything else is what I try to aim for.
You're really good at that.
Thanks. But I loves you. You do such a good job.
Thank you. So are you.
Okay.
And you're also helping me teach myself how to balance.
Okay, right here. Jane said, because they'll spiral. We have a code word now. I can say it and he knows I need him to refocus.
That's amazing.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. The way you know how to approach each other, it avoids conflict. Yeah, yeah. Always hug him afterwards.
He feels safe knowing I'll step up and say it, but from a loving place. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, it's as long as there's communication. That's when you lose communication, you really lose everything. Yeah, communication is key. We must speak in a way of saying I feel. Not blaming, because we're the most comfortable with our spouse, and so a lot of times they get the brunt of our pain because we're not comfortable putting it out on anybody else or putting it out to ourselves. So, or what I need to do. Is there any way that you can see or direct me in my job or what I need to do. Oh, is this where you were saying divine timing? What kind of job is it, if you don't mind me asking? Or maybe like, what is it that's going on? I'm jealous now. I decided my body didn't want coffee today, and now she's drinking her coffee, and I really want some, but I kind of want, oh, thanks. Better. Okay, that's all I needed. See, I told her where I was at, and she provided a solution.
I actually feel like I need more water.
Yeah. Manager at school cafeteria and cannot handle going back. Okay. Is it like too much like sensory wise for you? Or just too much like too much? But I have 16 years in though. Wow.
So you're holding on to it because of you're
timing.
like the timing and the security. Is it more so like because society's like you put all this time in, this is what you're gonna get if you retire, like so on and so forth?
It's crazy. There have been multiple times over the past couple years, even like with us, retirement. Where we have been shown, because Spirit wants us to remember that we are not this human vessel. We are not like that life and the rules that happen in life are not what we're supposed to be living by. And there have been many times it started on a much like more general scale back in the day for me, I know, where it was like, okay, you put 10 years into this and now you're being told to like let it go. Can you do that knowing how much time and money you put into it? And it's like, I don't know. And more recently, some of the things that we've like been part of as far as like growing our business, a lot of them were big investments that we thought were going to be the end all be all to like get things rolling, so that we could like sustain ourselves and do what we love. And a lot of them were, no, you're supposed to be here for like a season and some lessons, and then you're supposed to move on. And it's like, but we dumped all this time and money into this. And part of letting go of the matrix is letting go of that attachment to what you did to get there.
Yes.
And just know that if the season is done, it has to be done. Mm-hmm. It's done.
And you have to honor that.
Mm-hmm. And the rest will fall into place. Whether you're like, but I need the retire, I need the benefits, I need the whatever. When you follow where you're being led, the rest is provided for you. Better is provided, and you're happier.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, or add on to that what I feel the best answer for you is pay close attention to your intuition. Not what you think you should do, not what your mind is, presenting all these possible ideas of and so on and so forth. Just take some time and just if you can do it in one sitting, like just to connect with yourself, or just like put your hand on your chest. Just like you can rock back and forth through this, like before bed, whatever, and just connect with your heart and say, please show me the way. Please show me the way. Show me what it is that I need to know. Mm-hmm. Because, and then another question to ask yourself is, I want to do a visualization. Visualize yourself. How many more years do you have until retirement? Let's say you have 10. You have 10 more years. You just said in this comment, you're like, I cannot walk back. I can't handle it. I cannot handle going back. You going to spend the next 10 years going to work every day saying that? Feeling that? Is that healthy? Is that going to lead you towards fulfillment? Is that going to be and bring you what you need? Or is it going to do the opposite for you? Is it going to create health problems? Is it going to keep you in a state of fight or flight and stress? Your nervous system is going to be unbalanced. Is that worth the retirement? But it's hard when you don't see the other side of if I just trust, then it will all, I will figure it out. But if you look back in your life and say, have I ever been homeless? Have I always figured it out? Has the solution always come to me? Have I always had the money that I needed? And if you can answer yes to that, every single time, always, 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 this has come through. then it looks like you got high probability that that's still going to continue in the future. But what's not going to serve you is going into a place that's literally making you sick. Mm-hmm. That's not going to serve you.
Mm-hmm. Not healthy at all. Working at that school and position got me to where I was in January. And that was that breakdown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's times where you could be scared shitless. You can be scared. But you know that you got to make another choice. You just got to leap. You got to leap. You got to take that leap. Mm-hmm. But you also want to feel that, if intuitively it's like, just hold tight, just wait. That's why I say connect with your heart. Because if it is, then take that and say, I know it's coming and I'm going to put inspired action towards finding something different while I'm still doing this. Mm-hmm. But if you've already had this thing where it's time to end, and you're only holding on for retirement, you need to quit. You need to quit that. You need to quit that job, because the thing is there's something so much better for you waiting, and it can't come to you until you let go of the old.
Exactly. And especially when you're feeling like resentment and resistance, every day you're walking in with a low vibration. And those things that need to come in, the new, can't come in because you're not vibrationally matching it. When you relieve yourself of those things, yes, there may be fear, but there's also this empowerment. Like, I did it. And the universe sees that and is like, okay, you're ready for the next thing. You're making space.
And we want you to know that we're telling you this because we're living this. We're not just pulling this shit out our ass. We're not. We're literally living proof of this, and this is what we're doing. I know for me, I had to walk away from high security. I had security, okay? I had to walk away from that. I've had to choose, because I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew what I was supposed to do, and I had to take that leap of faith. And let me tell you, it's been a wild freaking ride. It's been a wild ride. I wouldn't change it for anything. It's like, I could have never imagined everything that I've experienced up to this point. But there are times where Lindsay and I look, because this is what we are meant to do. This is what we are meant to do. And as the economy gets harder and harder and harder, we're in that same boat. Like, okay, it's okay. We're just going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Because it's like, could we turn around and get 2 amazing jobs out of the house? And actually, honestly, probably not. I mean, we've applied for things before, and it's like it's not going to work out. It won't work out, because this is what we're meant to do. And we've been provided for every step of the way. Is it scary because we run our own business and you don't know? There's no solid paycheck coming in every week. It is scary. But that's where you got to have that full undying faith that doing what you know you're supposed to do, doing what you love, we are meant to heal. We're healers. We're meant to help teach people how to heal themselves and how to walk their own path. And that's what we wake up every day committed to. And that's what we do. And we just trust that by doing what it is we're supposed to do, what we're passionate about, what we love, the people that we love. We get on here every day for you guys and we want to make new friends, but the ones that show up every day, we smile. We get so excited. Jamie with a heart. See? It's like, these are, Martin and I can't list all of you, but this is what we do because we love it and because we know this is where we're supposed to be. So that's, calling. And if you follow that, you will be provided for. You will be. And the hardest part for us is, thanks, Jackie. Yay. The hardest part for us and for, all of us collectively is just trusting, just continuing to trust that it's all going to work out. That's the hardest part.
But you'll see it more and more as you let yourself do that. And just always remember there's 2 ways of being. There's life in the matrix, life the way we've always done it. And what society tells us is right and what's wrong and what's whatever.
I got makeup on my eye, y'all.
I know. And what...
I was getting teary-eyed.
And what we feel in our soul.
Yeah, leap of faith.
And sometimes you'll have a battle between those two within your mind. And you're like... And it's really crazy because you'll have one side of you saying like, no, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do and I'm doing it. And then you have this other little voice that's like, that is not going to keep you safe. That's not going to build security. And I can't tell you how many people will reflect that back to you.
Good morning, Miss Haley. Good morning.
When you have those, like, still have those beliefs and insecurities, people will reflect it back to you. You'll have people come out of the woodwork, people who have absolutely no stake in your life and the outcomes will suddenly show up and be like, you really should get another job. You really should work towards something that's going to be like, have benefits and have this and have whatever. And you have to learn how to quiet those people and that voice in yourself and just focus on where you're going, where your heart's leading you. Because they're all constant, like the people they love. But don't forget, if they're not the 3 F's, if they're not feeding you, financing you, then they have no say in your in your life. Okay, so they think about that. Okay, when other people pop in and are like, "You really should do this." Like, do you really have a say in my life? No, you don't. You know.
Alex said, "I'm a healer and a medium and have a podcast, and I have not taken the leap. Do you feel like you're ready? Do you feel?" Like, because, your intuition, do you feel that this is divine timing for you? Or are you holding back because of fear?
So, like, you're already doing the thing, but are you, like, not getting yourself out there?
No, like, still working, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay. We see that a lot. Yeah. I'm actually writing down your name right now, Alex, so I can check out your stuff. I'm so nosy.
Yes, but I'm stuck due to the fear of instability. Yeah, it's a hard one. It is a hard one. But you know the inner workings of the universe, right? So what I would suggest to you is dig deep into where your fear of instability comes from. Because if it's enough to halt you, then there's still something there you need to clear out. Or trust in yourself.
Just throwing it out there. This is what we do in our shadow work class, and we're airing a new one next. It's going to be October 21st and 28th. I'm sorry, October 21st, October 28th, 2-day class. And this is how, like, one of the ways that you get things out of the way they're stopping you from living your passion. So everybody who's like resonating with this right now, this might be something that would be helpful for you, is to do to uncover the beliefs that are keeping you from moving forward. Because it's not the world that's against you. I say it all the time, like, nobody can hurt you. Nobody can love you like you can love you, but nobody also can hurt you like you can hurt you. And we keep ourselves down with limiting beliefs, and we often don't even realize that we're doing it. But these are things that are ingrained in us from childhood through our subconscious that run our daily lives, and they're stopping us from being the greatest version of ourselves. And one of the things that Andrea and I learned along our path to help unlock who we are and unlock all the gifts that the universe is just like waiting to bestow upon you is to remove those limiting beliefs. So we had it pinned earlier, and I have to repin it, but our shadow work class it's just a 2-day class, 2 hours each, and you're going to find one of the deepest core beliefs that's holding you back, and we're going to help you remove it in one session, and you're going to feel amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll repin that real quick, and then you guys can see it. If not, the link's in our profile. Okay. But this is like kind of what we do. This is kind of what it's so funny. You're like, I want to find my purpose. I want to find my passion. I want to find all my things. You remove the stuff that's holding you back. That's really how you get there. And that's what we did. Really, we didn't mean to do it. It just started to happen. As we healed ourselves more and more, we fell into this place. And next thing you know, we're like,
because it ended up being, that's our purpose, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's it. Yeah. Thank you. Starting at 10:21. It's 2-day class, 2 hours each.
Yeah.
Super easy.
But pay close attention, because,
oh, bye, Caitlin.
Bye,
Have a great
Caitlin.
day, love. We love you. Yeah. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Pay
Pay close attention.
just pay close attention to what it is that, like, if you're intuitively being led that it's time, right? Mm-hmm. The time is now. The time is now. Then I always say, and this is not to fear whatsoever, it's not, but especially if you're a medium, you're a healer, you're reaching out, trying to help people, like, you can do it or the universe can do it. That's what I always like. And that is not to fear, but that is like, it was the story of my life for so long because I held on to fear. I held on to fear. And I always would wait for the universe to kick me in the butt, to rip things from underneath of me. And I finally got to this point in my life where I'm like, I can't handle the way the universe does it. Okay? It's too much.
It's harder.
I'm already stressing this entire time of not doing it. And then I got to deal with the universe's way of doing it. So I am just going to do it.
And that's really taking responsibility for your path and your journey. It's taking responsibility and saying, like, I'm not going to wait for it to push me out again.
Yeah.
You know, we always I would always, I never quit a job or ended a relationship until I was like an older adult. And because I was like, I don't know. What if I should stay? What if I should do? So I would just like slowly phase myself out of everything. And it wasn't until we went through our like second awakening together that I quit my first job very like normally, like a normal human being, and ended my first relationship. And like did it in a very way that was like, and now this is done. Instead of skirting around it and waiting for it to just like kick me out. I would like wait for other people to like leave. Or I would wait for the job to be like, should we put you on the schedule? Because you haven't really been like, you keep asking for time off and you're not giving in hours. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. You know, I couldn't do that because I couldn't commit to my own growth. I couldn't. Because there's always that
That's another thing I was going to say is when you're not working in your spare time, are you devoting it to cultivating a career using your gifts and your abilities? Because if you want that leg up, then you have to like make sure that you're taking that time afterwards to put into building your business, your career, your healing practice, right? Because if you don't, then you're jumping out, you don't have anything, you're like, okay, I don't know what to do. Make sure that you're putting that into practice. For us, there was no extra time. It was, you work, and then we have 5 kids. And it's, home life and house life and all that. There was no extra time. So the only option was to just dive in. Because the calling was so strong.
Because if we took another job, then neither of us we wouldn't sleep. There wouldn't be sleep because takes our full time.
We weren't able. Yeah, we work a full time job. Like no joke, we probably work anywhere from like I'd say 55 to 60 hours a week.
Yeah. Also, because we take our work home with us. It isn't home.
Yeah, we work all like.
We're working on that.
Lindsay was working until midnight last night.
Yeah.
So. It just, but you stop for dinner, you pick it back, you play with the kids for a little bit, or you get the kids squared away where they're supposed to get, and then you pick the work back up. We don't want it to be that way forever. We want to live so we want it to where we're only working a few hours a day. We'll get there.
Yeah. Alex, if you're still on, I just recently started talking to this woman who is on Instagram, and her, what is her name? It's Connect One.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean like Connect.
That's a good
One.
idea to like.
Yeah. Her thing is Connect One Marketing, and she is the first person that I found that is super open spiritually, who also is really good at marketing, and she helps people connect like their heart-centered business with like giving them a marketing tools to hold keep your ethics strong, because that was one of the things that we did was like we were looking to people who were not spiritually inclined so much to help us with marketing, and it really didn't get us anywhere because they didn't know what to do with us. They never know what to do with us. So check her out. I just was talking with her. I just found her the other day. She had a really beautiful article that was really helpful for me, and she message me personally, and she does like consultation calls and stuff, and like she has a program, and we may end up working with her, but she's like super cool. So check that out because I think that would help you. Okay. But yeah, it's like it, and that's for anybody, because it can be a rough road when you are choosing to do something that the majority of people don't even know exists, or know that they need. They really like, and don't always see the value until you finally, like, you really kind of have to show people, like, there's this life on the other side where, like, you feel good all the time. So many people believe that life is just about struggle and taking the cards that you're dealt, and a lot of people don't know. But when they know, and the right people will find you. So you just have to show up and be available, which is like why we're on here. It's like, if we're available, then we can connect with people. We could talk about this stuff all day long in our house. We do. But if nobody can see us, then how are you going to make those connections? So you just have to do what you do what you love, and then make yourself available, and the rest will fall into place.
Yeah.
There was a quote on a sandwich sign at the park near us, and it said, "Nothing will work until you do." And over the summer, we weren't doing this. We weren't getting live. We weren't going live. And we were in kind of like a low point, like a little bit of a lull. And I kept seeing the sign. It said, "Nothing will work until you do." And I'm like, but I work all the time. I'm constantly setting up like emails and website things and all that. I'm constantly working. And sessions, like building all these things. I'm like, what more can I do? And then I realized, like, the one thing that we love more than anything, both of us, is to talk and just teach. Talk and teach and connect with people. And all of a sudden, the right person, our buddy Clairvoyant Chris, came back into our lives, and he was like, you need to be going live. You need to be getting out there. And I finally realized that they always say, whatever it is you want to do, just start doing it. And I'm like, how do you do that when you don't how do you do that? You just start doing it. And whether it's like walking up to strangers and like being like, hey, your dead grandmother is here, like, just blah, blah, blah. Like, Andrea does that to people all the time. Just do what you do, and don't worry about what's coming back to you. Just do what you're being led to do. And find a way to do it.
Do what makes you happy, what brings you passion, and what gives you a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Don't get so caught up on, but is this going to make a return? Is this going to... The right people will find you.
And then sitting in gratitude is huge.
Yeah.
And that can be difficult sometimes.
Oh,
even if you're like... Even if you have so much to be grateful for, and you see that, and you'll honor that, it can still be difficult to stay there. At least I've experienced that,
Yeah.
I actually saw the other day this one chick... made a video, and it really gave me a different perspective. I actually wanted to show it to you. And she has like a really good paying job, works a lot. But she was like, you want to know what I consider luxury? Like when you've made it. And I'm like, okay. And we aren't like really like, we're not luxury people. Luxury to us is just having everything taken care of so that we can do what we're supposed to do. Like, that's luxury, But I was like, I wonder what her definition of luxury is. She has a nice car. She has a really good job, works a lot, but nonetheless. And she was like, being able to eat a home-cooked meal every day is luxury to me.
Oh, that's crazy.
Instead of having to buy food out. And we make all of our meals, right? And it's like, we worry about like what our kids are eating, and are we eating healthy, and like so on and so forth. But there are times where we're like, man, I wish we could eat out more. I wish it. But this chick who eats out all the time, she was like, I just
That's the opposite.
want a home-cooked meal. I would just love to eat a home-cooked meal. She was like, another luxury is having a parking space in front of your home. Because she was like, I have to literally wake up and run downstairs and move my car before the meters turn on. And I have to park like 3 blocks away from my house and walk back at like 5 a.m. And then
I've had to do
I'm
that
like,
stuff.
and she listed off all this other stuff. And I was like, everything that is like, you've made it luxury to this woman, I have.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a perspective shift.
Yeah. Jamie said, I'm good. I'm a home cooked meal kind of girl. I hate going out and eating. Yeah. But that is crazy, like, to look at it that way. I know that there's a friend of mine who, I always said, I'm I'm like, I always look at her and like she works a lot, and she and her husband are both like, they work a lot, and they're both like big time lawyers, and they are able to travel and take their kids places and like buy everything they need and like, you know, put additions on their house and have really nice things and cars and I'm like, but every time I talk with her, I feel like there's something that like, she always like feels like I'm doing something better than she's doing. And I'm always like it makes me uncomfortable.
She said one day, I was like blown away because we were having this conversation and she was talking about like seeing our Instagram or something and like things that we were doing. And she just felt, what was it? She was like, you could tell, like you could just see the sadness in her face. She was like, I want what you have. I want like to be able to just run like,
it's like the freedom and the time.
The freedom and the time to have with my kids. You know?
Yeah.
Hi, Ashton.
Hello.
Welcome in. Welcome in.
And that there are a lot of days where we're like, we wake up and I'm like, we both, well, now we're on our menstrual cycles together, which is a really interesting twist on things that the universe has thrown our way. We're on the same cycle.
Love that.
And we both wake up and we're like, I am not getting out of sweatpants today. And we like look at each other and we're like, isn't it cool that we can do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
On the days
like
where you're not feeling good. I'm like, I'll take that, you know, over all the money and all the, you know what I mean? Like it all balances out. You know, everybody is you are abundant. You are abundant. It's just abundance as a perspective. It's a perspective. I've said it before, how like all I wanted in my old house, the backyard was all concrete. It was all concrete. And a little bit of mulch. Before deciding to have kids, my ex-husband had decided, he was like, I'm tired of taking care of this grass. I'm putting down a big patio. The rest is going to be mulch and bushes and stuff. Next thing you know, we ended up having kids. And I'm like, I just want a yard for them to play in. I want nature. I want to move away to the woods. I want a creek. I want the world that I grew up in. And there was one day where I sat outside with the kids and I was playing with them, and we turned on the hose and let the hose trickle down the path, the stone, like the concrete path. And there was like a little step, and it made like a waterfall, and we were splashing in it, pretending it was a creek. And then we built like a teepee against one of the trees that was like in the corner of the yard. And we built a pretend fire out of like, we had sticks and we had like stones, and we had like a piece of fabric that was orange. We made like fire, and we made it into nature, even though it wasn't nature. And it was like, I was sitting there and all of a sudden I felt my perspective shift because I got lost in imagination. And I was like, nobody can confine you when you are able to imagine and like see the abundance in where you're already at. Yeah. Because that to me was abundance. It wasn't what I pictured as nature, but I created it. I created it in my mind, and it became the most fun experience. One of my favorite experiences to this day that I ever had with my kids, because I found myself getting completely lost in imagination, and therefore being able to fully see how abundant I actually was. How everything that I wanted and desired, I could have just by focusing on it and seeing things that way. And that's with anything. The way that you look at things, you change the way you look at things, the things you look at start to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really abundance.
Perspective is everything.
Abundance is perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. So we challenge y'all today. Find 5 things. 5 things in your environment, in your life, in your surroundings, and in your awareness that is abundant. That doesn't have to do with money.
Yeah. I can tell you one of the things that like makes me happy and sad at the same time is like the house that we're in right now is too small for us, too small, quote unquote. And we always talk about when we get our new house, and there's a part of me that's like gonna be sad when we do, because right now we're all close to each other.
Yes.
And our kids are growing up and they don't want to be with us. They want to be alone in their rooms, and it's going to be a lot harder to like pull them out when they're farther away from us. And so a lot of times I look at our little house and I'm like, wow, I'm really thankful for this. Like at this time in our lives when it's supposed to be this way, for whatever reason, like I'm so thankful that we have this close knit, even though the kids are like, I don't have any space. There's not enough room. I can hear you through the floor. I'm just so thankful that we have this, like this close connection.
Yeah.
It's part of building our family.
Yeah.
You know?
I know like one of the things random that's like abundance today that I've already experienced is I was actually Lindsay was making helping me make lunch for my youngest, and we ran out of Nutella. We were using Nutella, and there was another jar of Nutella in the pantry. And to me, I'm like, that's abundance. You know, like you ran out of something and it doesn't halt you or stall you. Why? Because you have a brand new one and here it is. You know, and it's like, I'm so thankful that I have that because it didn't stop me from doing what I was doing. I didn't have to run to the store. I didn't have to worry about how am I going to, you know, finish this or do I have more? I just grabbed another one out of the pantry and I'm like, we are so abundant. We are so abundant, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jamie said, I have a small house too. I love the closest too. Keeps us connected. Yeah. And I grew up in a small house and I was always like fighting it because society told me that was undesirable. Because my friends had big houses, because some of my friends would be like, wow, your house is really small. Never like judgmental, but I was very like self-conscious about it. Meanwhile, my house was a wonderland. And I chose to focus on my house is small, so I must not be like cool, you know?
I grew up in a big house in a cul-de-sac in you know, like in a nice area, nice part of town. And yeah, we'd run around and play, but there was not much. It was very manicured. There wasn't much to do besides run around. We'd run around the lake. We'd go to the community center. We'd go to the pool and stuff. But like the crap Lindsay had, oh my God, that's what I wanted. Her life was what I wanted. So it's crazy. It's so crazy.
We had like, my dad's a carpenter and we had like a big legit treehouse that he built
big
for
yard
us
in the woods
with a big slide.
Lucky.
We had multiple rope swings, a tire swing. We had paths through the woods. One led to the creek.
Treehouse.
A couple led to like the neighbors' houses. We had the corn. We call it the cornfield. There was never any corn in it. But my dad flattened out paths in it and we would ride go-karts through it. So you had like a maze of paths that you would ride through. And we had a bunch of go-karts and we had a tractor. Like my dad always had like, you know, like the lawnmower tractor, but we were allowed to ride them. And we'd like ride the neighbors around. We'd have friends over and one time we had a party and one of my parents' friends' kids was like, what time does this park close? And they were like, this isn't a park, this is their house. We had animals, we had like ducks and chickens and there was just like, we would have people over and it was, we had a giant zip line that went through the woods and you could actually like we'd stop ourselves and hold on to the trees and we'd be like 15 feet up and like hang out amongst the trees, like sitting on it was those teeter-totter things that you have on swing sets. They have 2 seats and you go back and forth. My dad took one of those and put it onto a zip line. And so you could 2 people could sit on it and ride through the woods on the zip line. It was like a little tour through the woods. It was hilarious. So there was a lot that like, it was just crazy looking like where I was, that was normal. And I wanted what everybody else had. But meanwhile, everybody else is coming to my house like, Lindsay's house is crazy. You know, like, what? Lindsay's house? I want to go over there. And I'm like, why? It's so small.
Yeah.
Our TV is small. We didn't have cable television until like that's like unheard of now. Like people don't even know there was a time that existed. We didn't have cable TV. We didn't have any of the added things. We didn't have central air. We didn't have any of that. So we didn't have a dishwasher for a really long time. But we had this like wonderland. So you have to like, you really like, it's perspective, you know, perspective. Yeah, tree houses are a flex. So many awesome childhood memories. It's amazing. Yeah. So, yeah, it really does depend on how you see things, you know? And I love like we have our little garden out back now. We have our little shed. We have our little patch of woods behind our house. And if you walk back a block away, there is a beautiful creek. And we go there every time we feel like we just need to get back to nature. And then our kids can walk to appointments. They can walk into town. They can walk to playgrounds. They can ride their bikes everywhere. We really have like and we have a beautiful community. Our neighbors are all amazing. And so it's like, small house, but it's like we have all this, you know? Abundance. Yeah. Sorry, we're rambling now. Anyway, well, guys, if you have not yet subscribed to our newsletter, I'm going to be sending that out. It has like just like things that like updates.
Sounds perfect to me.
Yeah. Things that are going on, keep you up to date. We don't send a lot of things out by email, so you're not going to get a lot of things from us, but just reminders so that you know what's going on. We are announcing the subscriber-only chats we're going to be doing once a month, where Andrea's going to be channeling. It's going to be Ask the Angels. So if you are a subscriber, one Tuesday each month, mid-month. The first one is, I think it was October 17th. I wrote this down yesterday. And then the second one, where is it? October 17th, November 14th. We're going to try them out. And it's going to be a subscriber only live. So only subscribers can hop in. You're going to be able to ask the angels questions. So she's going to channel, and you can pop your questions in, and I'll be the interpreter, and we're going to let the angels answer questions. So that's going to be super fun. We'll keep you posted, but I'm going to be sending those dates out today. And also I'm going to be sending out in our newsletter today the replay of the meditation that we did on Wednesday. The amazing meditation we did.
Jackie.
Yay! Where we did a major healing for Mother Gaia. So if you missed it, you can re-listen to it. I know some of you were like, I have to go, but I'm going to be thinking about you.
You can redo the meditation.
You can do it. Yeah. So it's just everything that we did on live. So it's, not the super best audio, but it actually turned out pretty good. I was actually surprised. So it was. So I know you had a big experience, Jackie. We're going to get back to your email too ASAP. So yeah, I'm going to be reposting that. And again, if you miss any of our lives, their replays are on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yay, good. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people felt really good afterwards. I know I did. And what else? New podcast episode comes out at 4 today, so that'll be a reminder in the email. And our shadow work class is coming up. So if you guys are ready to get rid of some big core limiting beliefs, we walk you through it, we hold your hand, and we, come on. So you don't have to do all the work yourself, but it's also going to teach you how to do it yourself after the fact, so that you can figure out, okay, here's how to find the core beliefs that I have, the limiting beliefs that are holding me back. And here's a meditation too. Day 2 is just the big meditation that's going to walk you through releasing it.
That's what I love about this class. Is so the way we've built it and set it up is we give you the foundation of shadow work. We explain this is what it looks like. These are the areas your core beliefs, how to find them, right? How to break them down, how to just the whole foundation. Then we teach you how to dismantle them and then what to do afterwards. But then at the very end, we do a big meditation. It's really like a regression session that Lindsay and I created with our spirit councils, and remove one of your biggest core beliefs that is holding you back. And then it's so much fun. It's so much fun. We also do this privately as well. The regression. So if you don't want to do it in group, that we do. We just did one the other day.
If you don't want to do it in group session, you want it to be more private, which it is still private, because it's over Zoom. You can turn your cameras off. You can have your own space. But if you want it specifically catered to you and us to walk through it just one-on-one, we have that as a session. It's called regression meditation, or regression session. I'm sorry. Shadow work regression I can't say regression session. Tongue twister.
Say 5 times fast.
Yeah.
So if that sounds like something that if you are knowing that you need to do shadow work, don't quite know what to do with it, then this class would be perfect for you. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right? Because our main goal is to teach you how to heal yourself. We want you to be able to heal yourself. But then we show you how it's done.
Yeah. And that's when the clarity and the answers come in, is when you remove the things that are holding you back.
You got to make room for the new.
Yeah. You'll get the more intuitive hits. You'll get more clarity. You'll have your abilities come online more. The more you clear this stuff out. It's literally and your purpose and passions will be placed in front of you. This is how we got to where we are today.
Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes. All right. So anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for hopping on today. And don't forget to check out the podcast later today. And if you haven't subscribed to the new newsletter, do that. Link in bio. And we will be talking to you soon. Everybody have a lovely weekend. And don't forget to sign up for the class. And I think that's everything.
And for those of you who are in the second class for tomorrow, we will see you then. We love you all.
We love you all. Star seeds out.
Star seeds out.
We love you guys so much. Have a beautiful weekend.